Hey friends, this is Sophia Loxa 4. I am coming to you with another worker bee video. Friends, so today's video is inspired from a situation today at work. Not really a situation, but this morning I was on my way to work, just getting dressed for work. Mom called, asked if I was attending a funeral that I completely forgot about. So I had to call in, well, send my manager an email just to let her know that I was going to a funeral and it was last minute. I'm sorry for the late notice, and I will pretty much use that time for the funeral as my lunch, and I will just make up the remainder of the time during the day. But for some reason, the company that I work for do have flex time, but I hate to have to call in with such a short notice. I hate it. I really do. The good thing about my particular job is that I don't have a team of people who are relying on me. I'm responsible for my own book of business. So my book of business is basically that is my particular business. And it's not like if I don't do something that the team won't um, survive, or if I don't do something that the team fail, or vice versa, if they don't do something that it reflects me. I'm not in that particular role. However, there are roles within our organization that if they're shorthand, or people call off, or people go on vacation, it really does affect the flow of the business in its entirety. And so one of those roles is one of those positions is the call center. The call center, they work 6 days out of the week, um, like 7 to 7. That's a long time. What happens if that particular department was offered the same flex time that everyone else in the company would be offered? So not only will the employees kind of not be able to get their jobs done because we rely so heavy on this particular internal department, but the customers do too. So my concern was, and not necessarily a concern, because I hate just having been in leadership for so long that if one of my employees was to call off on me in the past when I was in that role, that how it would kind of mess up the flow of business. So I try not to ever do it, but situations come up, and again, I'm truly grateful and blessed to have a position where we have flex time and we're able to kind of run our business the way we run our business. But have you ever been in that situation where you feel bad about calling off? Or you just had to call off? More than that, have you been in that situation where you had things? I know, like in my area, I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I have been dealing with a lot of debts in the family, um, and friends, close friends of my family. It really kind of started last year, where last year we had 7 deaths in 7 months, but I lost a total of 9 very close family members and friends within that last year, 2018. Uh, thank God none of them were like killings or anything. They were illnesses or people being sick, so that did kind of help w- with some of the feelings. It helped with the healing process, but you still miss your loved ones. And this year, within the last couple of months, we've probably had 3 deaths already, and probably this year, maybe about 6. And constantly in St. Louis, somebody is being killed. It's just so much around us where it's absolutely ridiculous. Every time you turn around, somebody is being killed. Like a couple weekends ago, um, kids were playing at a football game, and random kids just start shooting, and one of those kids that got shot was my nephew. It was just very random. He was not a target, not involved in anything, and he was okay, but one of the kids that was with him was killed. So I'm just saying that this is not to make this into a sad video because that's definitely not my intent, but just to show how sometimes things happen. And I never really mentioned that at my place of employment because it is kind of a Debbie Downer. It does make people kind of sympathize with you and throw them off their square. And I do not want to do that. So I just kept it quiet and I went on to work and I just dealt with the hurt and the pain of not just my nephew, but just the people in our community that are being gunned down with senseless violence and senseless killings. I just went on to work and just dealt with that pain and kind of smile throughout my day and just be the professional that I've trained myself to be. But not everyone is conditioned the same way that I am. So again, my question is, how do you deal with stuff like that? Like, have you been in that situation? Are you in a city where there's a lot of violence? Are you in a family where you're constantly losing family members, regardless to what the situation? Or are you just in a situation where shit just always seems to happen and you have to call off, or you have to call in, or you're running late, or just whatever? I just want to know how you handle those things, how your company handle those things, and does it become an issue where your job is in jeopardy? And in the event that there's some things that you can't control, that are just definitely out of the ordinary or out of your control, what type of resources do your company offer you for things like this? Like, do you have hotlines that you can call? Do you have counseling resources that you can reach out to? Um, do you get FMLA? Are you allotted a certain amount of time to sit at home with your loved ones, or even just for yourself? Like, our health is so extremely important, and our jobs can definitely be very, very stressful. What is being done so that you can be the best healthy version of yourself in the event that there are things around you, things in your surrounding, your community, your family, or even business in itself that prevents you from effectively doing your job on a consistent basis? What resources are there? And if you don't have any resources, friends, please tell me, what do you wish was offered? Like, how would you like to see the company help you deal with daily stressors? Do you work in 5 days a week? Is it too much? Would you want to work more? Would you like to be offered overtime? So I'm just kind of wondering, you know, um, quite naturally, I know that everybody's not in the situation that I am in, working for a company that does allow flex time, but we all just have our own set of issues and concerns. And of course, my career path might be slightly different than someone else's. So, more of the reason I just want to hear what you all have to say. Anyways, thank you, friends. I told you it's going to be a short video. Thank you so much for listening to me. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Let's get some dialogue going, and comment below. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and we will talk soon. Okay, friends? Thanks for now.